I have chosen my 3 victims and the bones are down. Now it's just about dealing with the meat. I'm Ellie and welcome to the channel. Last week I was telling you guys about some of the invisible work I've been doing behind the scenes, and all of that was based around the little technical upgrades. But that was not all. There are some other stuff. That being commissions. I am working on officially opening up commissions. The mission at hand is to create 3 example portraits. And here is candidate number 1, drawing teaspoon for a second time because the first one didn't meet my vision. This is a lot closer to the vision and I couldn't be happier with the outcome. Next up is popular South African TikToker Mr. Goblin. In one of my lives, I promised that I would draw him, and this was the perfect opportunity to deliver on that promise. Another one I couldn't be happier with, and I just want to remind everybody that the unique thing or the fun thing about my art style is the exaggeration of it. In fact, I sometimes feel like they are not exaggerated enough, but we shall explore with time. But next up is my mom. She is the third and final candidate, and I couldn't be happier with her drawing too. The interesting thing about opening up commissions is that once I started thinking about it, the vision of what I wanted to produce was very clear very quickly. I appreciate art where I can see the artist in the art. So I immediately knew that I want to show the artist's hand, but it is a risk. It's a risk because it's not for everyone. But that's okay because in a similar way, I am not for everyone. It's funny lately how things show up exactly at the moment it's supposed to. And I think that's alignment. Just when I decided to open myself up for commissions, connection is something that made itself visible. And it comes back to the art because showing the artist's hand is a risk. And I asked myself, why is it important to show the artist's hand? Why do I like to see the artist in the art? And can you believe that the answer is connection? I like to see the artist in the art because it connects me to the artist. Because the artist is as much part of the art as the art. The portrait itself, the portrait of the client is them. My art style is me. It so quietly connects the client to the artist that it's almost overlooked. So I want it to be a bit more blatant. I wanted the connection to be loud. So I decided to include in every portrait a quote that is meaningful to the client. And I will include something that is meaningful to me. And that is my process. My train of thought, the decisions I made about the portrait. And those things almost feel like it stamps the art in time as well. In a moment. Ironically, Ubuntu is my favorite word of all time for how it sounds and the meaning it carries. And it doesn't mean just one thing. It means we need to help each other. It means people need people. It means togetherness. It means I am because we are. And I believe that. As independent as I can be about things, I never think about what people can do for me. I would rather do for someone than receive from someone. Though I have been receiving a lot lately, and it's been difficult to accept. In friendship, in connection, in education, in enlightenment, in presence, in acceptance, in growth, that what sits on my heart lately is just gratitude and appreciation. Appreciation for the universe, for the energy and connections that weave it all together and make it possible. For all the people sitting around my table right now. And it was at this moment in time that I decided to open myself up for commissions. This phase where I let myself trust people. I let myself connect with people. And so how beautiful, how symbolic to carry that connection over onto the page. And so connection and process becomes part of the art. And on top of connection, it almost feels like an anatomical study of the self. And I love that. So that's why I wanted to show the artist's hand. It won't be for everyone. Both my style and the intention behind showing the artist's hand sets me apart. Like I said, it's a risk, but it will be for those who connect to my work, connect to the connection of my work. Anyway, I almost want to say I'm going to leave it there at the risk of this becoming too deep or too emotional, but I fear that ship has sailed. So I'll just say, let's leave it there. One of the most exciting parts about doing these portraits are the quotes. It gives a little bit of a window into who they are, what they believe. And I know that feels like a lot to draw from a small little quote. But in my experience and maybe opinion, people choose quotes that connect to the deepest and most important parts of who they are. They choose quotes that reflect them the loudest, the most accurately, or they relate to the most. Wonder what that says about me if my favorite quote is by Charles Bukowski. Some people never go crazy. What truly horrible lives they must lead. Anyway, these are the portraits in my style. I didn't have time to finish my mom's portrait, but I'll do that in next week's video. Coming next is a mock-up of the portraits in frames. Here is what it looks like with my hand revealed and it without my hand revealed. I will make both options available for the commissions, but I will promote the ones where my hand is revealed. Because it carries meaning, it carries connection, it carries creative authenticity, it carries my signature, it carries provenance. That is it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about these portraits. I wish I could show you guys the likeness, but it doesn't sit right with me to display their original photos. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like my video, please consider subscribing and coming back next week for the next one.